All right, Gabriella, thank you. So let's take a legal deep dive into this case. Joining me now is criminal defense attorney Hector Diaz of Diaz Law. Hector, we hear a lot about these self-defense cases, and really, we've learned that it's not one size fits all. A lot of times there are a lot of factors, and each case is so different. I mean, you just can't claim self-defense in every case when you're trying to protect yourself.
Right. They usually start he said, she said.
Right.
And then, law enforcement will come in. There are a lot of things they look at. They start with the forensics, right? They start with witness statements. They want to know, are there any cameras that captured what occurred? Here on the I-10, people see this, or maybe they don't see it. There are cameras everywhere.
Yeah, ADA cameras everywhere, yes.
Absolutely. And they're going to be looking and trying to piece together what happened. Is self-defense, first they want to know, okay, what exactly happened? Was it road rage? And then if there is a self-defense assertion, it sounds like this individual may have submitted some kind of interview, they're going to determine whether or not it was reasonable or not. We heard the lawyer here talking earlier, and he's correct. I mean, it has to be immediately necessary that you used deadly force to essentially combat or defend yourself against the same level of force. And these officers are very versed. I mean, they know exactly the statute. They know the kind of facts that will support that, right? Did this person who's the suspect shooter, did he actually see a gun? Did he see a gun, or did he see somebody motion as if they had a gun? There are a lot of facts that they're going to unpack, and some of the things that they're going to look at. Did let's say the alleged victim now, did he have a gun in the car?
Right.
Look at those issues.
So what would be an example of, someone who claims self-defense when really that's not valid?
Right. So not giving legal advice. Every situation is different,
sure,
of course. But, the kind of situation where you see somebody that pulls out a handgun, where it is clear they are going to use it against you, and you've got to take the immediate action because it is immediately necessary to defend yourself. Those are the kind of common situations. Somebody pulls out a knife. In that situation, you can assume that your life is being threatened, right? The situation that might not be valid is, and you see this a lot, you see a lot in the courts where somebody says something, says a name, calls you some kind of derogatory name, and somebody takes a gun out and shoots that person. That is not, clearly,
okay. That's not self-defense. Okay, I see now. And the fact that this took place on a busy freeway, what kind of legal considerations are we talking about?
I mean, this is inherently dangerous, right? So they're going to be looking additionally, let's say self-defense isn't a viable defense. They're going to be looking at other factors in terms of endangerment, felony endangerment, firing a gun in city limits. I mean, there are other felonies that law enforcement, in this case, I imagine it's the Department of Public Safety that's reviewing this and taking the lead in terms of this investigation. And I mean, if this person was not justified in his actions, they are looking at some really serious charges.
Okay, we'll be looking at some more cases coming up a little bit later on. Hector, thank you. Rachel?